Children getting used as pawns. Children getting used as pawns. We're gonna either get back with somebody or get back at somebody. You're admitting that you came in here today and you used your twins as a pawn.
Yes.
And, you know, he said some things, and that's when the picture of the junk came through. And, you know, that's what made me, so I know something was going on.
Oh, yes, something
Okay,
was
I've-
going on.
A swingers club to fix the marriage.
Now, I did not want to do this. I had to get half drunk, to be honest with you, to walk into this place. But he said, as a last-ditch effort, Eileen, let's try it.
Ms. Adams storms in, kicking the door open like she's about to duel at high noon in an old Western bar, and points at Mr. Spencer, declaring him the champ of being world's greatest dad to her cheeky but cute 13-month-old twins. It's a love mess so big it could make a TV drama writer jealous. There she stands, as sure about him being the dad as a cat is sure the sun exists just to shine on it. She's not just stirring the pot, she's making the courtroom feel like we're watching primetime TV, complete with snacks, shocked gasps, and a jury that's probably thinking they've stumbled onto a drama set. Buckle up, it's about to get wild.
Ms. Adams, you say you were caught in a love triangle, and now the defendant doesn't believe he fathered your 13-month-old twins, Kamarian and Kamariana. Mr. Spencer, you say the plaintiff needs to make up her mind about who her children's father is. You state that another man was claiming the babies were his.
Just when you think it can't get crazier, boom, we're flying high on the next twist. After a messy ice cream eating, Adele soundtracked breakup with an ex, Ms. Adams and Mr. Spencer's hookup is as wild as Jell-O in an obstacle course. Their love's bumpier than a boat in a storm, leading to a dad mystery that's as addictive as a hit TV game show with a surprise ending. Thought you'd seen it all? Grab more popcorn. The fun's just starting.
Well, to be honest with you, I got caught up in a love triangle because I was with the same man for 13 years. I had separated. When we separated, I had kind of going through my vulnerable stage and things like that. I had went out actually one day, you know, to the bar, and that's when I had met Marquis, things like that.
All right, so you were in a long-standing relationship.
Yes.
And then you broke up.
Yes.
Get ready for a shocker. Ms. Adams finds out she's hitting the jackpot in motherhood, expecting twins when Mr. Spencer was harder to reach than the top of Mount Everest. She dives in headfirst, betting everything that he's dad of the year. The plot twists up like a magic rope trick, turning this tale into an emotional maze.
Well, I had found out I was pregnant during the time that Marquis Spencer had went away. When Marquis went away, I had found out that same week that I was pregnant.
All right, the point you found out you were pregnant, who did you tell?
I told a family member of Marquis Spencer that I was currently pregnant and that I need to speak with him immediately.
So you told Mr. Spencer's family member?
Yes.
And you were confident at that time that Mr. Spencer was your child's biological father?
Yes.
Just when you're sure you've seen everything, in slides a twist that would make a TV drama jealous. The ex's family starts hinting the twins look a lot like Mr. Adams' old rival. This twist mixes the whole dad mystery up, making it part guessing game, part daytime TV drama, and totally nuts. And when you think you're catching your breath, the next shocker's about to whirl you around.
How did it get to the point where this become a paternity issue? How did we get here?
What happened, the way that my ex came into the picture is because once I had the babies, the pictures went out on the internet, and that's when my ex-mother called me and said that those are my grandbabies. They look just like my son.
And so once she said that, had you been thinking of that in the back of your mind all
Never.
this time? Never.
Never.
The story veers off again when Mr. Spencer dives into the dad drama, shaking up his and Ms. Adams' relationship like a house of cards in a storm. Just a whisper of gossip and everything might collapse. But keep your snacks close. The biggest shocks are still to come, and they're mind-blowing.
It was like probably a couple months after I was away, you know, I've been going, you know, I talked to her, kept in contact with her the whole time, like her pregnancy or whatever, we talked, you know, here's how she wanted me to come home, be a family with her, stuff like that, you know. The communication was changing, like attitude was changing, everything. So I kind of knew it was like messing with Mitchell or is something going on, because you having an attitude more, like you ain't really keeping me up to date with these kids.
Boom, the truth hits like a movie's climax. Ms. Adams reveals she's been playing both guys like a pro, all to spark up an old romance. This confession unveils a deep game of emotional chess, showing just how wild this ride's been. But don't relax yet. The emotional roller coaster's just getting started.
Where are you in the story? You're telling both men now at this point it's their twin?
After I had the babies, Marquis was around for the first month. Throughout that whole month, it was like so much drama, and so much drama with him. It was like all over again.
Yes.
Because his mom called him. So he called me and was like, Christian, I'm hearing that it's a chance that those babies are mine. Is that true?
Now for the heart-melting drama. drama. Enter Ms. Jernigan, the grandma with a heart so big it could outdo the ocean, adding a depth to this crazy story that could win awards. Her role adds layers of family love and drama that pull at your heartstrings like the big finale of a talent show. As we head to the end, brace for an epic finish.
Jerome, will you please escort Ms. Jernigan into the courtroom? Jernigan.
Thank you.
So just to be clear, you are the mother of Mitchell, which is Ms. Adams' ex-boyfriend.
Yes.
And I have to ask you, do you believe these are your son's biological children?
Yes, I do. The first week that they was born, Kristen's mom called me. So she said by now, look, take a look at the babies. Look at these pictures. Something ain't right.
And here we are at the zenith of our tale, the climax to end all climaxes.
Courage
Yes.
in the fact that in this moment we see this all the time, children getting used as pawns. Children getting used as pawns. We're gonna either get back with somebody or get back at somebody. You're admitting that you came in here today and you used your twins as a pawn.
Yes.
It has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Spencer.
Swivels in her seat, and Ms. Ball, without skipping a beat, admits to her globe-trotting escapades but stands her ground, declaring Mr. McCormick as Gavin's top-notch dad with the confidence of a cat meme. She's prepping the DNA results like a chef spices up a gourmet meal, cranking the drama dial to 11 and tossing in a habanero of intrigue into their soap opera saga. Brace yourselves, folks. It's about to get wilder than a raccoon at a camping trip.
Mr. McCormick, what do you mean she's a serial cheater?
Well, Your Honor, I found text messages. I've seen her getting in strange vehicles. I've seen videos. What haven't I found? Like, there's no way that I could be this child's father. I'm starting to become numb to all this. It's getting old.
The plot thickens, and they're meandering down memory lane, waxing nostalgic over when their love was as fresh as morning dew, and the ultimate betrayal was snagging the last slice of pizza with extra cheese. This moment shines a light on Mr. McCormick's heartache, discovering Ms. Ball's adventurous side gigs, turning the emotional turmoil up to a tear-jerking level. But wait, there's more drama on the horizon.
I thought I had found the one, Your Honor. I was in love. She was good with my daughter. My family liked her. We like sports. We play sports together. I never thought she would cheat.
And I've admitted when I've cheated on you.
In a jaw-dropping twist, Mr. McCormick morphs into a private eye, laying out Ms. Ball's supposed secret meetups in an assortment of vehicles with a parade of suitors. Watching this unfold is like observing someone piece together a jigsaw puzzle blindfolded, emphasizing his detective work and uncovering the truth of their tangled tale. Hold on to your hats. The storyline's about to get thicker.
All right.
Okay, well, the first time, she said she was going to go to the gas station to meet a family member. I kind of stayed back, and then I was following her. I saw her getting to a truck of a strange guy. He was like 25 years old.
Is that you or is that the strange guy?
That's the strange guy.
Okay.
I said, I saw her getting into a truck. I asked her who it was. She said it was another family member, which I know is like he's 60 years old.
Just when you think we've hit peak drama, bomb, the closet's doors fly open, unleashing a whirlwind of skeletons as Mr. McCormick unearths messages and snapshots hotter than a ghost pepper challenge. This sends the scandal levels soaring through the roof, painting a lurid picture of their lives, turning into a daytime drama fest. The upcoming shocker is something you'll need popcorn for.
So is there anything else?
There was a time I came home from work and there was a text message on the phone. I picked up the phone, pretended to be Miss Ball, and texted some sexual stuff. They texted back. I texted, can we do the same thing that we did the last time we hung out? And he said some things, and that's when the picture of the junk came through. And that's what made me. So I know something was going on.
Oh, yes, something
Okay,
was going on.
I found some, pictures as well. There's some nudes, she said.
The narrative takes a deeply moving turn, with Ms. Ball stepping forward, her emotions on full display, ready to make peace for little Gavin's sake. Who might think his middle name is Scandal? Her impassioned monologue about marching towards a brighter future feels like a desperate cry for a narrative U-turn towards sunshine and rainbows. Yet, the emotional whirlwind has just begun.
You have admitted to cheating.
I have.
You said that. I've
Yes.
admitted it.
I've admitted the times that I was wrong. I think that because of the insecurities that I've created, that anything that he can't absolutely find an answer for, it creates doubt.
Point is, once you cheat, now that opens the door where we don't believe nothing you have to say. I mean, that's just human nature.
When I see him with Gavin, and you look at them together, you see a picture of them together, they're twins. They look so much alike.
As the climax looms, with the story inching towards its finale, the spotlight falls on Mr. McCormick, entangled in a whirlwind of feelings concerning his and Gavin's path ahead. The air is so thick with tension, you'd need a chainsaw to cut through it, showcasing the gritty very essence of their predicament. Hang on to your seats. The grand finale is just around the corner.
If Gavin is not your biological child,
If he's not my biological child, you know, I might have to leave. I don't know. I'm pretty attached to him, Your Honor.
If you don't quit doubting me, you are going to leave. You have a great relationship with him. You know he's your son.
I mean, I
and
do
all
love
that needs to stop.
I love him.
If
I
you
do
love him, you're not going anywhere. He loves you. My little boy loves him, and I know he loves Gavin.
The climax hits you like a bolt from the blue, and bam, Mr. McCormick is unequivocally Gavin's dad. This bombshell revelation lands like a meteor, heralding a hopeful new era for their patchwork family, possibly peppered with group cuddles, and, dare we hope, a smidgen less melodrama. With this earth-shattering news, what's next could turn the tables on everything.
it has been determined by this court. Mr. McCormick,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are the father.
Thank you.
The saga begins with Miss Booker tossing a gigantic, glittery curveball straight out of left field, all about her so-called daddy dilemmas, courtesy of her mom's golden era of spinning a roulette of lovers like Mr. Booker, Mr. Chose, and possibly a few mysterious others. She's been giving the side-eye to her family portraits, puzzled over why she seems to be the ensemble's outlier, bearing an uncanny resemblance to Mr. Chose, as if she were his secret clone, rather than any blood of Mr. Booker's. This bombshell ignites a wildfire of long-buried family secrets and identity crises that have been festering since Miss Booker was just a wee lass, always questioning why she didn't quite fit the family mold. Just when you're convinced the story can't spiral any further into chaos, hold my drink, it does.
Ms. Booker, you say that since you were a young girl, your mother had always told you the man sitting next to me, Mr. Booker, was your father. Then, when you were 13 years old, Mr. Chauncey admitted he could be your biological father. Mrs. Chauncey, you are Ms. Booker's mother.
Correct, Your Honor.
And you admit you were in an open relationship with your ex-husband, Mr. Booker, while also seeing Mr. Chauncey.
Buckle up, because this roller coaster is just clanking its way up to the first drop. On a quest that smells distinctly of a daytime TV drama, Miss Booker, armed with nothing but sheer determination and possibly a handy detective kit, puts her mom, Eileen, and Mr. Chose under the proverbial spotlight. She's determined to solve the mystery of her paternity once and for all. As they navigate through a murky history of romantic entanglements and vehement denials, it becomes hilariously clear that Eileen's love life was more convoluted than a soap opera plotline. Miss Booker, powered by whispers of a mysterious adoption story from her siblings, and confronting Mr. Chose with the fierce resolve of a primetime detective, dives headfirst into the tangled web of family secrets, unraveling them with the flair of a protagonist in a suspense novelle. And just when you think you've caught a breather, bam, a plot twist so shocking, it'll knock your socks off.
My sisters would even tell me I was adopted all the time.
They would never tell you you were adopted.
Yes, they did, Mom. They told me all the time it was just a
No,
joke.
they did not tell you you were adopted.
Okay, Mom.
Well, I mean, you know, siblings can be cruel in that way anyway, but still, it probably would get under your skin if inside you already felt different. And there was also physical evidence that backed up their claim.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any wilder, strap in. Eileen decides to casually drop a nuclear-level family gossip bomb about Mr. Booker's adventurous proposal to jazz up their love life with a jaunt to a swingers club. This ill-fated escapade inadvertently catapults her into the arms, and possibly the bed, of Mr. Chose, her unexpected hero in this twisted tale. This bombshell revelation tears down yet another veil from the family's far-from-normal saga, proving Miss Booker's upbringing was steeped in more scandal and unconventional twists than the plot of a late-night telenovela. The drama skyrockets to stratospheric levels, preparing us for an emotional showdown that's sure to be for the ages.
How did you end up divorced from Mr. Booker and married to Mr. Chauncey?
Mr. Booker suggested a swingers club to try to fix our marriage.
A swingers club to fix the marriage.
Yes, he did.
Okay?
Now, I did not want to do this at all. I had to get half drunk, to be honest with you, to walk into this place. But he said, as a last-ditch effort, Eileen, let's try it.
The plot thickens so much you could cut it with a knife. The zenith of drama is upon us as Miss Booker, fueled by a cocktail of raw emotion and an unyielding pursuit of truth, stages a dramatic confrontation with her mom over the labyrinth of lies that's been the cornerstone of their family lore. Eileen, armed with nothing but hard-to-digest truths, and the family's collective struggle to confront their own ghouls and goblins, turn the emotional heat up to inferno levels. This revelation-packed showdown lays bare Miss Booker's deep-seated wounds from a lifetime of deception, setting the stage for a climax climax that's bound to leave jaws on the floor. Gear up for a finale that's nothing short of cinematic.
But I would like for my daughter to finally know the truth.
And I
Okay.
thank you
It's
for
been,
that.
So,
it's been eating her up
Miss
for
Chauncey-
27 years. Yes,
as your daughter was growing up, told her Mr. Booker was her father.
correct.
Now, was this because you had 2 other children with him and you didn't want her to feel like she was different?
And now, for the grand, tear-jerking, emotionally charged finale you never saw coming. The long-awaited DNA test results make their grand entrance, dropping like the hottest mixtape of the year, and lo and behold,
It has been determined by this court that Ms. Booker's biological father is Mr. Booker.
Sorry, Mom. Mom, I'm sorry for all the things I've said. I'm sorry.
the grand opening. Ms. Luttrell steps into the limelight, armed with a lawsuit and a dream to unveil the identity of her biological father after decades of confusion and a less than helpful mother. She's convinced she's hit the jackpot this time. And honestly, with a family tree that's more knotted than the headphones in your pocket, who could blame her for seeking some clarity? Strap in. We're about to dive headfirst into an emotional whirlwind.
Ms. Luttrell, you found your case because you say after a lifetime of confusion of not knowing who your biological father is and receiving no help from your mother, you are now hopeful because you believe you have finally found your dad. Ms. Melody Luttrell, you say you are regretful that you cannot help your daughter in her search for her father, but hope that search ends today.
The air was so thick with tension, you could cut it with a knife. Emotional outpouring for DNA verification. Ms. Luttrell, with eyes brimming with hope, makes a heartfelt appeal to Judge Lake for a DNA test. She's desperate to connect with the man she believes, after a hopeful match on Ancestry.com, could be her dad. This scene was so poignant, it could make even the statues in the courthouse lobby start sobbing. The anticipation is cranking up, folks. We're inching toward the epicenter of this enigma.
Yes, I believe that I found him because I did a DNA test through Ancestry.com.
And you have never met him?
No, I've never met him in person face-to-face.
Are you ready to see him for the first time?
Yes, I'm really excited. I really would like to see him.
As the narrative unfolds, every blink and sigh is loaded with significance. The awkward yet heartfelt first encounter. There's not a dry eye in the house as Ms. Luttrell and Mr. Leeks meet for what could be the first time as father and daughter in the courtroom. Mr. Leeks is visibly moved, a tender moment that hits everyone right in the feels. It's the kind of scene that makes you momentarily forget that the courtroom likely reeks of old coffee and palpable tension. Buckle up, the game is about to change.
How does it feel to finally see the woman who believes she's your daughter?
Feels good. Good to see her.
That's wonderful. So can you tell me about your childhood, Ms. Luttrell?
My childhood was pretty rough, growing up with my mom being a single mom, very hardworking single mom, and my whole life I always wanted to know who my father was, so.
Piece by piece, the puzzle starts to come together, yet the full picture is still elusive. Melody Luttrell's eye-opening testimony. Enter Melody Luttrell, the mom, spilling the tea on her past liaisons and the possible scenarios under which Ms. Luttrell came into being. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion, with each layer revealing the 70s equivalent of a relationship status mark. It's complicated on Facebook. But keep your hats on, the next bombshell is about to drop.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about the coworker?
Yes, we dated and we got familiar with each other, and then it ended up in intimacy. I didn't know how to contact them, and I had moved as well.
All right. You also say that there was a classmate. Can you tell me about your relationship with the classmate?
We got to know each other in class, went out, and it had ended up also in intimacy.
We delve deeper, and the plot thickens with each revelation. Mr. Leeks' eyebrow raising skepticism. Mr. Leeks raises an eyebrow and our suspicions, questioning the odds of him being Ms. Luttrell's father, pointing out age gaps and a foggy memory of the event in question. His doubt throws in a dash of intrigue, turning the whole scenario into a whodunit with a side of amnesia. Just when you think it couldn't get any more bewildering, hold on to your hats because the narrative takes a wild left turn.
You are 15 years younger than Ms. Luttrell. Do you remember this party and this one-night stand?
No, I'm just looking at it right now thinking, okay, it's nice to meet you, but, no, I was not at that party.
Were you ever at a party having sex with an older woman?
No. You know, if I'm having a child or anything like that, if I even know there's a chance I'll have a child, I'm sticking around.
Every tidbit shared adds a new dimension to this layered saga, a chat about genetic connections. The conversation veers towards the supposed DNA link between Ms. Luttrell and Mr. Leeks, with Ms. Luttrell clinging to similarities in looks and musical prowess as evidence of their relation. It's a mix of hope, desperation, and a bit of whimsy. Oh, you like playing the spoons? Me too. Must mean we're related. It's not exactly grounded in science, but it's a leap of faith. Brace yourselves. The climax is up ahead, and it's not what anyone saw coming.
If I was partying that good, that must have been a good party. And I mean,
when I contacted his family members, they told me that, he had a wild history before, so maybe he was partying, and that's why they really thought it's a possibility that he was my father.
So when you connected with his family, they basically said he had some wild years and that it wasn't inconceivable that he could be your biological father.
The air crackles with anticipation as we approach the moment of truth. The big reveal, DNA results. The climax hits like a freight train when the DNA results show.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Leeks, you are not the father.